in the portion of Toldos. We're holding in chapter 27, verse number 28, the blessings that Yitzchak is going to give to Yaakov. God should give you from the dew of the heaven, Mishmane Aretz, and the fat of the land, an abundance of grain and wine. Rashi says, and he should give. When you say a vav, it means extra. May he give and give again. But according to the straightforward meaning, the vav continues the previous topic. See, my son, fragrance. He's the one who blessed him, has given to him. He's like the fragrance of the field, the Gan Eden. And may God grant you the dew of the heavens. So continuation, since you smell like Gan Eden, God should continue to give you the blessings of the heaven. Mitala Shamayim, from the dew of the heavens. Understand this literally, but there's also a Godic explanation, giving many different interpretations. What is the significance of Elikim? V'yitlacha Elikim, God's name, which usually associated with the attribute of justice. It signifies that the blessing will be given to you with justice. If you deserve it, God will give it to you. If not, He will not give it to you. The Esav, however, Yaakov says, your dwelling place will be blessed with the fat of the land, whether you are righteous or wicked. God will give it to you. And from him, King Solomon, upon building the temple, learned how to compose his prayer. An Israelite who possesses faith and accepts fairness of divine judgment will not complain to you. Therefore, may you grant each person according to all his ways. For you know what's in his heart. However, regarding the Gentiles of the world who lack faith, Solomon therefore said, may you hear in heaven, and do everything for which the Gentiles pray for you, whether or not he is deserving. Grant him his request, so will not complain to you. That's the difference. He doesn't complain officially. He accepts divine providence. Therefore, God says, we say to God, God should listen to our complaints before we complain. May people serve you and nations bow down to you. May you be, and may your mother's sons prostrate themselves before you. Those who curse you shall be cursed. And those who bless you shall be blessed. Rashi says, later Yaakov said to Yehuda, the sons of your father. This is because Yaakov had sons for several mothers. Where here, Isaac married only one wife. And therefore he said, your mother's sons. May those who curse you be cursed, and those who bless you be blessed. But by Bilam's case, it changes the order. It says, those who bless you shall be blessed, and those who curse you shall be cursed. What's the difference? The difference is that the righteous first endure suffering and eventually gain tranquility. And those who curse and afflict them precede those who bless them. Therefore, Isaac mentions the curses before those who curse, before the blessing of those who bless. Wicked people, however, first enjoy tranquility, and then later they have suffering. Therefore, Bilam mentions the blessings before the curse. It's Rashi, beautiful Rashi. And thus as Yitzchak finished blessing Yaakov, when Yaakov just left, he just left his father. And Esav, his brother, came with his hunt. Rashi says one left, the other entered. And he also prepared delicacies. He brought it to his father. And he said to him, Yaakov, he said to his father, stand up, sit up. Yaakov, stand up, sit up, and eat from your son's food. So you shall bless me. And Yitzchak, his father, said to me, who are you? Who I am. I'm your oldest son. Yitzchak shuddered a great bewilderment. Admoid. he said to himself, then he says, who was the one who trapped game and brought it to me? And I partook it before your arrival. And I blessed him. Gam Baruch Yeh, may he be blessed. She says, why is he had an expression of wonder? Medrash says that he felt Gehenna. When Asa walked in, he felt the entrance of hell. Mi Eifa, an independent expression, in which various different usages. Here the meaning is Eifa, which is a combination Eifa, we're here. Thus, Mi Eifa means who was it and where is he who trapped this food? And any flavor that I desired to taste, I tasted it. It was delicious food. Gam Baruch Yeh. So here Yitzhak knew already who it was. He realized right away that it was Yaakov. And therefore he said, so that you not say if Jacob did not deceive his father, he would not have received the blessing. Isaac now consciously agreed to bless me. He said, you know what? Even though I didn't want to bless him, I wanted to give you the blessing, but seemingly God runs the world, and therefore he shall be blessed. Verse 34, when Esav heard the words of his father, he exceedingly cried out a bitter cry. He said to his father, bless me too. He said to him, he said, your brother came, Miriam with guile, with them, and he took your blessing. She says, Miriam means b'chachma, wisdom. That's why his name was Yaakov. Yaakov means he held me back. He held me back twice. He snared me twice. As B'chayras, he took my firstborn. Now he took my blessing. And he said, he said, he then asked Isaac, have you not reserved a blessing for me? She says the word hachi over here is a question. Just hachi, because you are my brother. Maybe that's the reason why his name was Yaakov, on account of later actions that he was destined to snare me. That's why hachi, that's why the whole reason why he's called Yaakov is that it's all about me. Medrash says, why was Isaac trembled? He said to himself, maybe I committed a sin. I blessed the younger one before the older one, and deferred the old order of lineage. But Asa then began to cry out, he has snared me twice. His father asked him, what did he do to you? He said, he took away my birthright. Oh, Yaakov said he bought your birthright. Okay. So now Yaakov felt good. Isaac felt good. He said, he took away. Thereupon I said about this, I was distressed and afraid that maybe I've not done the proper thing. But now the fact of blessing the firstborn, he will indeed be blessed because you sold your birthright. So I did the right thing. By Akveni, she says, uncle is translated, Chamini, he ambushed me. Arav is translated, uncle is Vachoman, he lies to me. Atzalta, he reserved, expression of setting aside. Verse 37, Yitzchak said to Esau, Hengevir Sabtilach, I made him master over you. I gave all his brothers to slaves to him. And I gave him sustained that he will have grain and wine. And what then is there left for you, my son? Now she says, this is the seventh blessing of which Isaac blessed Yaakov. And he placed it first. The reason is, it was a fact telling him, what benefit will you have from a blessing? If you acquire possession, it belongs to him. But I made him master over you. Whatever a servant acquires, the master owns. So therefore, what am I going to gain out of blessing you? Meaning, where therefore can I seek something to do for you? Verse 38, Avi, do you have only one blessing? Bless me nevertheless. He picked up, he burst out crying. Ha bracha, Rashi translates the word ha, the hey. Is it only one blessing? The word, the hey, is an integration prefix as the word ha memachnayim. Are there in open cities? Is there one blessing? The Yitzchak's father replied, said, your dwelling will be blessed with fat of the land, with talash ma'al, and for the dew of the heavens above. Rashi says this refers to Italy of Greece, that Italy would be a beautiful city, part of the Roman Empire. And you'll live by the sword. But you'll serve your brother. But when you see Yaakov and his son is sinning, and you therefore rightly aggrieve that they are primary representatives of blessing, and you will be permitted to throw his yoke off your neck. Rashi says, Al chai b'cha, on your sword, is equivalent to a bichai b'cha, by your sword. Sometimes al takes the place of a beis. We find out in the Torah many times that the al means with. Tarid, the expression of pain, as in I will grieve, arid, in lament. It means, therefore, is when the Israelites transgressed the Torah, and you then have a reason to feel a grieving about the blessings he took, you're permitted to throw off his yoke. And Esav harbored the hate towards Yaakov on this blessing, which his father blessed him. Esa said to his heart, one day my father will die, and I will kill my brother Yaakov. Plain according to the plain meaning, I wait until that so that I not cause my father pain. I'm not going to cause my father pain and kill him when my father's still alive. He's still at Kibbutz Aveim. He wasn't going to kill him. There was also a godly explanation that give various interpretation to this meaning of the verse. Verse 42, Rivka was told the words of Esav. The oldest son, she sent, and she brought Yaakov, her old younger son. He told her, you're in danger. Your brother wants to kill you. Rashi says, who told Rivka what is in the heart of Esav? She was told through divine inspiration what Esav was thinking to himself. This means he regrets sharing brotherly status with you. Menachem means to regret, and he decided to adopt a different outlook towards you, to act as a stranger towards you and kill you. But the Agada explanation is you're already dead in his eyes, and he's already drunk the cup of consolation for you. That's it. By him, he has planned out your death, and therefore, by his eyes, you're not living anymore. And according to the straight word meaning is, the expression of consolation, he's consoling himself for the loss of blessing through which plan to kill you. Therefore, listen to my voice. Therefore, I'm telling you, get up and run. Run to my brother, to Charan. Lavan is my brother, and run to him to Charan. And you'll stay for him a while. Until the anger of your brother will subside. So we hear with only a few days. The ultimate saved 22 years. Few. Verse number 45. Until your brother's rage against you has abated. Don't forget what you did to him. I'll call to you. I'll take you from back home. Why should I bereave of both you on one day? The Rashi says, why should I bereave from both of you? A parent who buries his children is called a shakul. Today you have Rahman al-San in Israel, a lot of parents burying their children. It's called a shakul. And so we find a Jacob that said, just as I've been bereaved when he thought his son Yosef was killed, he said, Shakalti, so am I bereaved. So it's a person that loses a child, is called a shakal. Tam shnechem, both of you, she said, if he attacks you and you kill him, his children will rise and kill you. Meaning that Rivka knew that Yaakov is not going to go down easily. So Yaakov was going to kill him, and then the children of Esau will kill him. Because Esau had children already. But ultimately, she infused with divine inspiration and prophesied that they would die the same day, and that's what happened. As explained in chapter of Amakar Ishtay. So there we know ultimately when Yaakov died and they brought him to Edsol, Esau came to contest the Maris Mapela, and a grandson of Yaakov killed him. So both of them died in the same day. That's exactly at the same time. They both died in the same time. Her statement lived itself out that she's going to lose them both in the same time, but she was not living anymore. She already passed away. And Yitzchak told Yitzchak, Katzti v'chaye, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted by the women of Ches. I don't want Yaakov to take. It's like Avram didn't want you to have a daughter or a girl from this place. I don't want my son to either have a girl from this place. She takes one of these girls from this where we live. I don't need to live. She says, I'm disgusted from the way these girls are. Chapter 28, verse number 1. Yitzchak called Yaakov, and he blessed him. And he commanded him, don't take a wife from the Canaanite girls. Get up and go to Padan Aram. Base of Besuel Avi, go to Besuel, the father of your mother. And go and take a wife from the daughters of Lavan. The brother of your mother. So they knew that Lavan had daughters, Rachel and Leah. She says, Padana kamei lipadan, two padan. Basel Besuel, libsuel, lit to the house. Again, just like the bays. Bays and lamed are interchangeable in the Torah. Verse number 3 of Kal Shaki Yivarach saying, may God bless you. Yifracha Yebecha, and may he be fruitful and numerous. Yisla Kalam, and you'll become a community of peoples. She says, Kel Shaki, over here you have God's name on the mezuzah like Shaddai, Shin Dal Yud. Kel Shaddai. Shaddai, he who blesses is sufficient. Shaddai comes from the word dai, it's enough. Those that bless him, may he bless you. This is what you say every Saturday night. May God bestow upon you the blessings that he gave Abraham for yourself and your descendants with you. Because you will take possession of the land which you have sojourned. Which God gave to Abraham. So here, this is really the blessing which Yitzchak wanted to give Yaakov in always, that it would have the inheritance of Abraham. Yitzchak knew that Esau would not be the future of Jews in the way he lived his life, and he wanted to give this blessing always, that Yaakov would be the future of the Jewish nation, and the blessings of Abraham will go through him. Rashi says, as Birchas Avram, this refers to which God told Abraham. Sorry, well, cold. It refers to that which God told Abraham, and he told him, he said, I'll set out the journey, I'll make you into a great nation. Lech lech and portion lech. All the nations of the world will be blessing through your descendants. That those mentioned the blessings be fulfilled with you. That from that great nation, and those who blessed descendants will emanate. And therefore, he gave them the blessings of Avraham Avinu. And made the blessings that God gave to Abraham go through you. And that's the blessing. As Rashi said before, the 7 different blessings. You'll see 7 times, and next tomorrow again, 7 times that it says that he blessed him. And we shall continue the Tanya. Okay. We are in Kuntas Achrin. We are in the third essay of that Kuntas, of that ending of the Tanya. Where again, Alter Rebbe, and this whole thing comes to majority of Kuntas Achrin. The last ending of the Kuntas means the book, the last book, is comes to try to bring about the understanding between different sayings of the Zohar that seemingly contradict each other. And he explains it according to Hasidic philosophy. So again, it's going to be a little bit Kabbalistic. That we find in the portion of Pekudei. The Zohar is written out on the portion of the week. And it goes from the portion to portion. That's why you'll see a lot of these expressions in different portions. Because the Zohar is written on the portions of the week. Because Pash Pekudei, we find in Pash Pekudei, Gavra Kia Tata. That prayer without prior intent is repelled into the lowest heaven. That's what the Zohar says, indicating that it's allowed to rise at least to that point to the lowest heaven, the 7 heavens. So it goes to the lowest heaven. Pash is Vayakel Mashma Dafka. And then you go to the portion of Vayakel. The Zohar in portion of Yakel says over there, Ihi Malik Kedak Yos Salakimo. Aravia de Rakia de Leila. Action is that only if it is seemly words, meaning prompt by proper intent, do the appointed angels ascend with it to the atmosphere of the heaven above. So how does this latter passage, according to the previous quarter statement, Bekudei, that even when prayer is without intent, it still ascends, at least to the lower firmament. So it sounds like there's a contradiction. One says only prayer with intent goes above, and one prayer says even prayer without intent goes above. So how do you put the two things together? Like Kosher meeting. Rashi said this is not a problem. The Rakia Tata, because the expression of Bekudei, when it says Rakia Tata, the lower heaven, meaning the kingdom Dabril Gava Alma Shabash Bekudei Hein Malchus Asir. So what is he talking about over there? He's talking about the world of Malchus. He's talking about the attribute of Malchus in the world of Asir, right? Because every world has Esesphiris. We learned this many times. Every world has Esesphiris. What's the highest level in the world? Chachma. Of that world, wisdom. What's the lowest level? Malchus. So every world has both of these, all these levels. So therefore, the Pasha Bekudei, it says that when the Eibishter comes down to the world, what am I? Yeah. The Eibishter comes when a person learns Torah, davens, without any intention, it goes up to that world. It goes up to Malchus of the world of action. Then the Zohar is talking about when I do learn Torah with Shema. Pash Vayakel, but then when the portion of Vayakel, the Zeir Ampim Dasir, it's referring to Zah of Asir, not Malchus, but the Zah of the world of Asir. Zah is the 6 midas of Asir, is the masculine part of Asir, right? Malchus is the feminine, Zah is the Malchus, is the masculine. So Zah connects to Malchus. So Zah Zeir Ampim, the 7 midas, the 6 midas really. And they are the masculine part of the masculine part, the revelation part of Asir that comes down into Malchus. So therefore, it's higher than Malchus. So there we're talking about that a person that does with intention, it goes higher. So Pasha Vayakel refers to Zav Asir. It's written in Eitz Chaim, Shara Shemus, chapter 3. In reference to Zav Asir, see there. Could be argued that above question proposed that the lower heavens in Pekudei was of the level of heavens above, as the heavens above Vayakel, for the lower heavens is 2 above the sun. But same token, the answer refers to two distinctive levels of heaven. Kudei refers to Malchus of Asir, while Yaakov refers to Zah Asir, which is in which prayers ascend when they are seemly. From this level, they ascend yet further. The godliness of the 10 spheres of Yitzir and Bria. The main point here, however, is that when prayer is not seemly, it is not elevated even to Zah Asir, and stays only in Malchus of the world of Asir. It will be explained that when a prayer without proper intention is elevated to the lower heaven, its elevated elevation does not bring about that which prayer should affect. For in order for prayer to have its proper effect, such as a fulfillment of a request, it must be drawn down into this world a degree of divine influence that transcends the world, thereby healing the sick, providing yearly blessings, and so on. When, however, the prayer is repelled to Malchus of the world of Asir, to that level which all worldly things derive the life force, then the level obviously cannot provide for whatever the world is lacking, because it needs to go higher to be able to provide something that's lacking, and it doesn't go higher because you did the prayer without any action, without any thought. That's why when they make a Mishabeirach and Shul, and people listen to the Mishabeirach, somebody who's not well, and we answer Amen intentionally to give the person a blessing, that's how the person gets a blessing. If we just answer haphazardly, we're not even listening to what the person is making a blessing for the sick. It has no effect. You need to listen to the prayer. You need to have intention to hear the person that well. You need to have intentions. So when the person, whoever's saying the blessing, is saying a blessing, we should have intention that God should heal. But then your intention break higher than Malchus, of the world of Asir, goes higher than that, and therefore brings down blessings and it heals the person. So it's in your intent. It's not in the saying of the blessing. It's in the intent that people have down here when they say the blessing, and the people that hear the blessing, and they answer Amen to the blessing. However, the properly motivated prayer reaches Zah Asir, and there a flux can be drawn down into the world to provide whatever the world lacks, thereby fulfilling an individual's petition. And that's it. So that's why you can daven, you can say the Fa'inu, you can use the words that God should heal me and God should heal others, but if you don't have an intent in the prayer, something is lacking. When something is lacking, it doesn't bring down this light in the world. So that's how the Alter Rebbe answered these two things, these two statements. As to the apparent implication in Parsha B'Kudei, that even an invalid prayer, whose intent is confused by alien thoughts, ascends to the first chamber, where it's hurled down, where it's hurled down, and this chamber is Zah Bria, with thus seen that even an invalid prayer is first elevated to Zah Bria. It's mamash a contradiction to what we just said. So we find another statement in Zohar that this world, that the tefillah of this world, even if it's not even said the right reason, it goes down to, it doesn't go only to the level of Asiya in the world, in the Malchus of the world of action. It goes to Bria, it goes to Zah de Bria. That's a mamash contradiction. Late Kasher Midi, it's not a problem now that Rebbe writes. So they are feel kol avenis mamish, for even palpable sins, kalis v'chamuris, whether they're minor or grave sins, they ascend there ad heichal adalad to the fourth chamber of the world of Bria. Wow. As you can find in the Zohar, it's written this, Afration and Bays. Look in the Zohar, page 252, page 1. So now, if the Zohar writes that a person's sins reaches such a high level in the upper worlds, so surely davening reaches to a high level, even though davening that has no meaning. So now, Now, so what's the meaning of that? That it goes to these higher levels of places when we said it only goes to Malchus of the world of action. It is certain that the essence of the above ascent is not identical. Not identical, and there's no comparison or similarity between them except for the common name, meaning that maybe go up there, but it has no effect because it's a very minute thing that goes up there. And V'dai Maven, and this will suffice those who have understanding. So the elevation of good action means that they are actually uplifted to higher degrees of holiness where they accomplish whatever they are intended to accomplish. With regard to sin, however, the elevation to the higher worlds bring about a blemish there. So too, when we say an invalid prayer ascends to the first chamber, we are not at all speaking of a kind of elevation that takes place when prayer is offered in proper intent. So everything is relative. It might go up there, but it has no power to do anything there. But a prayer that has intent goes up there, and it has a power to bring down something to this world. You'll also understand the statement that's written in the Zohar on page number 247. So within the Zohar again talks about the different echolos, the different chambers in Gan Eden. There's different chambers in Gan Eden itself. There's no equality in this world. There's no equality in the world to come either. There's different chambers. And every soul has its chamber. And every malach has their chamber. There, the Zohar says, Shebehechel HaBeis, Ulu Tzaruliyas, is Damin HaMamunav, Ulu Tzaruliyas, Kayam Al-Bushin. So there, we found that one appointed over the garments that clothe the soul as a result of performance of mitzvahs. Even in the above paragraph, the Hebrew offers several variations of the substitute bracket text. Possibly the text should read, there is found one, or possibly it should read, the garments are housed. So even though the mitzvah performed extension, the soul garments that are fashioned thereby are in the lower Gan Eden of the will of Asiyah, as it states in the Zohar on page 210. So again, we have a condition. How then we understand the one appointed above, or alternatively, the garments of the performance of mitzvahs are found in the second chamber in the world of Bria when they only go to the world of Asiyah. However, I explained earlier, the above elevation are essential disclaimer. Thus, even though the mitzvah performed are located low Gan Eden, the world of Asiyah, the soul nevertheless ascends to the second chamber of Bria and receives from there the garments that result from the performance of mitzvahs. But the elevation of the soul to the level of Bria in order to receive the garments is utterly different from the elevation of mitzvahs themselves to the low Gan Eden of the world of Asiyah. And therefore, the soul might go up there to get its garments, but ultimately its garments will only be the garments of the world of Asiyah because he did the mitzvah without intention. In a tefillah psula adifim eteirosh le'lishma mamish. Now, an invalid prayer is superior to Torah studied with a distinct improper intention. Shitachs Hashem, because Torah that's learned without any intention is worse than prayer. Because the latter is under the sun. If a person learns Torah for the wrong reason or for ulterior reason, then the Torah does not leave this world. That's what the Zohar says. Torah doesn't go anywhere. Since if carried out the purpose of self-exaggeration, it does not ascend at all. But the prayer, even invalid prayer, does go into heaven. So therefore, according to the Zohar, there's a great difference between prayer that is done for ulterior reasons to the concept of Torah that's done for ulterior reasons. Torah doesn't go anywhere; it stays in this world. While prayer will go to heaven, or go even to the world of Asiyah. But a natural learning of Torah, and when a person learns Torah just naturally, not because he's a grandeur for any personal gain, he likes to learn without any negative intentions. Like Avram Steres, we love to learn Torah for some reason. Jews love to learn Torah. People love to learn Torah. Why? They don't know themselves why. That's what's called the Ava Masatera. It's called the hidden love. So we have a hidden love. It's built in us. And we love to learn Torah. So that, so it's not worse than children learning Torah. The Salak Le'ela, that goes above. Children learning Torah, why do they don't know what they're learning? Just repeating what the teacher told them to repeat. They have no comprehension of what they're learning. Nevertheless, you're learning about Chodesh Lemikra. You're learning a 5-year-old how to learn Torah. What does a 5-year-old comprehend in Torah? What does a 6-year-old? What does a 7? What does the 8-year-old? They're all learning Torah. They have no comprehension. They're repeating what they're taught. So it's really a concept that they're repeating what somebody told them, which is beautiful. One day they'll understand it. So too, so when I learn Torah and I have no intention, what is that worse than the Torah of a child? The Salak Leila that goes above, a Torah of a child goes above, because it's like a breath that has no sin. The Salak Leila, and they go above, their Torah goes above, even though it's not for it's altruistic reasons. Like the child, he's afraid of the teacher. So he's afraid of the punishment. So why is he learning the pasuk? Because he's afraid of the teacher. He's afraid of the punishment of the teacher. So totally altruistic reasons. So nevertheless, when a child learns Torah, his Torah goes to the heaven. Pure Torah. The same way, adults who study Torah for natural intent and not for tainted by sin, which would be if he had studied for ulterior motives, is therefore ascends to the heaven. So when you say that Torah doesn't ascend to the heaven, we're talking about Torah that is learned for total altruistic reasons, self-grandeur reasons. And look over there in 255, second page. I think we're going to leave it over here. And over here he says that the angels elevate the breath of school children till the world of Atzilus. So there's something great in the prayers and the Hevel Shem Echet and prayers of the children and the learning of children, because the learning and prayers of children reach up to the highest levels of the highest worlds. So it's not totally like an adult. And that's why when Haman and Mordechai had an issue, what did Mordechai do? He gathered the children and he davened with them and he learned with them, because it's Hevel Shein Be'echet. It's children that when they daven, they have no sin, and their prayers reach up. The Malachim, the angels take their prayers and they take it up to the highest heaven. Okay, that finishes the Tanya of the day. Today is the 29th and the 30th day of the month. Tomorrow is Rosh Chodesh, one day Rosh Chodesh. So, my friends, today, the Tillim of the day is 140 till the end of the book. We finished the entire book. Today is the 29th and the 30th day. So, we have a 29 and 30 day today. We put it together, and therefore you say from chapter 140 to chapter 150. The Rebbe writes in the Yom Yom, the day-to-day, we cannot adequately describe the great merit of those who participate in the sacred avodah of saying Tillim with a minyan, and the great pleasure this avodah causes on high, as discussed in the sacred text and in a very teeny part of Kuntus Takonos Amidas Tillim, Rabbim, that it was established that we should say Tillim in public. We shouldn't say Tillim privately. That's why Chabad, we say Tillim at the end of davening. We say the Tillim of the day. Why? Because you want to say Tillim Barabim. How fortunate are you, Israel? And for this, may you be blessed with proper health and super abundant livelihood. You and your wives, your sons and your daughters. God grant them eternal life. In your merit of saying Tillim in a public, may all your congregation of Israel and the communities be helped amongst all the Jewish brethren in all they need, materially and spiritually. So we should realize the power. First of all, Tillim itself has a great power, and the Tillim said with a minyan is even greater. And therefore, we should try to say Tillim with a minyan. We should try to Psalms together in Shul with the minyan to say the Tillim together. God bless you all. We have, first of all, a wonderful class today at 10 a.m. You're welcome to come to Chabad or on Zoom. We have a class tonight, 7 p.m. in Halacha. Tomorrow is a Chodesh, so tomorrow's class in Chitas is going to start at 8:15. Davening is a little longer, so we're going to start the Chitas at 8:15. Wish you all a good Chodesh, and I wish you all a great day, and Amit Shem, hope to see you tomorrow, Ezrat Hashem, at 8:15. God bless you all. A wonderful